All right, so do that one. Write it down so you'll have it in your notes. A lottery exists where balls numbered 1 through 18 are placed in an urn. To win. And the key words, to win, you need to highlight those. That means you got to put a 1 over it. You must match the 4 balls chosen in the correct order. The correct what? Order. Highlight the word order. How many possible outcomes are there for this game? So, how many slots do we have? 4. So, R is 4. How many numbers? 18. N is 18. So, 18 permutation, what? 4. Permutation 4. Now, it says simplify your answer, so that doesn't tell you very much as far as whether you need to do a fraction or a... I'm going to put in a fraction and let's see if we get it wrong. Of course, if you put in a fraction and it marks it wrong, I'll give you the credit because does it tell you what to put it in form of? No. So it's an open-ended question as far as the answer goes, so I'll be lenient on that. So here we go. 18 permutation 4 equals, so 1 divided by 73, 440. And we'll see when we get through with the test if they mark it wrong. Then we'll know what they want there. Okay, write that one down. The golf ball is selected at random from a golf bag. If the golf bag contains 8 black balls, 5 yellow balls, and 3 brown balls, find the probability of the following event. The golf ball is black or yellow. Looks like you're going to use the additive law, but it really doesn't say of you. I guess you can. So that would be first you got to find the denominator. Once you define the denominator, add them all up. So 8 plus 5 is what? 13. So 16 is your denominator. It doesn't say with or without replacement. So that's why I don't like the question. Okay, that's multiplicative law. Sorry. So yeah, so then that would be 1 out of, or I'm sorry, be 8 plus, I'm trying to find the yellow one. Okay, 5. 8 plus 5 divided by 16. So what does that come out to be? 13 over 16? Or so it'd be 13.
That one says decimals.
Okay, somebody give me 3 decimal places.
0.812.
0.812. Okay, look at the calculator. Everybody look at the calculator and round to 3 decimal places. Which one is it?
8.13. .813.
Okay, quick. Spell mom backwards. 813. If a student does not complete a homework assignment or test, what grade will be recorded? C.
Why did my grade go down?
Okay, in a certain lottery, an urn contains balls numbered 1 to 34. From this urn, 6 balls are chosen randomly without replacement. For a $1 bet, a player chooses one set of 6 numbers. To win, all 6 numbers must match those from the urn. The order does not what? So this is a combination. What is the probability of winning this lottery with 1 ticket? Now here, they're telling you you bought 1 ticket, so it's 1 over. It says round to the nearest hundredth. So how many slots? 6 slots. How many numbers? So that'd be 34, a combination of 6. So 1 divided by, parentheses, 34, combination of 6. Close parentheses, enter. And that's going to be, good gracious, going to be 0. Something that don't look right, but 0. Because 7 spaces, that'd be 6. 1, 2, that'd be 6 zeros. That don't seem right. What bothers me is that without replacement. Why would they even put that in there? Without replacement, that's what all lotteries are done. I don't understand why they had to put that in there. I think they're trying to throw you off there. $1 bet. That's a very small. Oh well, next problem.
You know to do the C because it's
No order. No order. In a linear correlation between 2 variables, if a linear correlation between 2 variables whatever. What can be negative? What can be said about the slope of the regression line?
Probably negative.
Duh. Okay, if you miss this one, do not tell anybody. Okay, because then you're hanging a sign around your neck that says, I am a DA, or whatever you want to call it. Do not raise your hand and say, I missed that one. All right, write this down. Suppose Dan loses 44%. Oh, God. Of all thumb wars, this is sad. Dan is the guy people beat up in horror movies. All right, Dan loses 44% of all thumb wars. What is the probability that Dan loses 2 thumb wars in a row? What is the probability that Dan loses 3 thumb wars in a row? What events are independent? Their complements are independent as well. Use the result to determine the probability that Dan loses 3 thumb wars in a row, but does not lose 4 in a row. Okay. Write it down. Says when events are independent. Independent means that without replacement or with replacement. With replacement. When events are independent, their complements are independent as well. Use this result to determine the probability that Dan loses 3 thumb wars in a row, but does not lose 4 in a row. So what's the probability of Dan losing Thumb Wars? 44 over 100, right?
Yes.
So I would approach it as 44 over 100. And are we talking about with replacement or without replacement? With replacement. So that means 44, you all right? 44 over 100 raised to the second power, raised to the third power, and then fourth row would be the complement of that complement of B. This is what I'm thinking. So what is, it says round to 4 decimal places. What is 44 over 100 or 22 over 50 or 11 over 25 raised to the second power? 193 what?
6.
All right, what is it raised to the third power? Yeah, raised to the third power. Okay, 44 over 100, x to the y, 3, or caret symbol 3. What is it? Okay, hold on, I'll just do it. Because if you're going to give me an answer, I got to hear it. I can't hear you when you go, no, forget it now. Forget it, I'm doing it now. Just forget it. I love when I start doing it and then, oh yeah, the answer is, be quiet, I'm doing it now. Raised to the third power. 0.0852. 0.0852. And then 1 minus that. That's what I don't know if that's what they want, but that's what I'm reading the question as.
I think it's has to win 3 and then
What?
has to lose 3 and then win 1 in that order.
Okay, so it must be, so it'd be this times 56 over 100. That's what I'm reading it as. Be that. I do not like this question because it's a confusing question. Independent. So what do we do for C? Do we take 0.08? That would not be right because that would be too high of a probability. That'd be 0.92, 0.9148. That's too high. So you got to take the event that he's taken 0.0852 raised to the third power times 0.4. What's the 0.56? Let's try that. So parentheses 44 divided by 100. I can go ahead and tell you I think this one's going to be wrong because I've never seen this question before. Raised to the third power times, enter, times 56 divided by 100 raised to the first power, which is that number. And that should be 0.0477. Now, I have no idea if that's right or not because I've never seen that question before. Well, the probabilities look like they're right, but who knows? With this question being, have you seen this question in the homework? Huh? I'll have to look at this one. I might show that. I might do this problem for you Thursday. I've never seen it before. Next question. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. In probability, a blank is the process that can be repeated which the results are uncertain. Which one is it?
Experiment.
Good. It's whatever you say. We'll see if it's right. True or false? In a probability model, the sum of probability of all outcomes must equal 1. True. Okay, so let's take this guy. Okay, we'll just type it in. So stat plot or stat edit 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 6. I hate calculators. 4, 6, 7. And then 4, 7, 12. 4, 7, 12, 16, and 19. And let's see what it looks like. So go to second stat plot. Turn the stat plot on. Let's do a regular. That's everything's turned on, so just hit second graph and go to zoom. Zoom 9. All right, so we're looking for a straight line except one dip in the middle. So it's not B. It could be A. Looks like A to me. What do y'all think? So A is the answer because it's got the dip on the up, just like that one's on the up. This one's a straight line. That one's not it. That one's not it. And that one's not it. Okay, now go back to stat. Calculate. And it's looking for the slope and the Y-intercept. So that's linear regression. Type in L1, comma, L2. Enter. All right, what's the slope? 2.95 and negative 1.39. So I type in, okay, now it's saying use 2, 2, and 4. So we need to count. I don't know if we better check that. So let's go ahead and check it because they're asking for two certain points. So we need to do that. So let me find my whiteboard. We'll go with the transparency. So, which way do we read? Really? Do we read left to right? Yeah, I've used the red pen today, so. There. So if so this will be x of 1, y sub 1, x of 2, y sub 2. So slope is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x of 2 minus x of 1. Calculate that right quick, please. No, that's not it. Used to have a calibration on it, but I guess they don't have it anymore. I guess it automatically calibrates, that's why it's messing up so much. Oh well.
that's not it. That's good.
All right, I don't know, whatever. 19 minus 4 over 7 minus 2. 19 minus 4 is what? 15. And 7 minus 2 is 5. So our slope is 3. So y is equal to 3x. So let's pick a point. Y, I'm going to pick, what's the smallest point? 4 or 2 and 4. So y minus 4, I don't know what's wrong with this thing, is equal to, battery's dead. Let's see. Is equal to 3 times x minus what? 2? So y what's so important that you're talking while I'm talking? This is the 3rd time I've called you down in the last 2 weeks for talking while I'm talking. Y minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 6. Bring the 4 over, so negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. So y is equal to 3x minus 2. So that's what goes there, 3x minus 2. So, right, of course I'll put it right there, but 3x minus 2. So put a 3 here, 3x, and then put a negative 2 here. They'll probably mark it wrong, but that's negative 2. That's the only way you can get a negative 2 there is to put a negative 2 right there. Graph the part on the scatter diagram. Choose the correct. Okay. So now you got to go here and go graph y is equal, and I don't know if this is going to work or not, 3x minus 2, and graph, there it goes. And I don't know why we did this, but what is it, A? Looks like A. I don't see the purpose of doing this, but what I know, I just teach. So hit A. Oh my God. By hand. We already did the least square regression. Okay, we have it. That's this right here. I'm sorry. The question's asking so many questions, I'm getting confused. Graph, calculate, linear regression, write that down, or that's what we got. So A is equal to 2.95 and negative 1.39. So that's right here. What does it say? Round to 3 decimal places, 2.953. And negative 1.395. Now we graph that. Y is equal to, and 2.953, 2.953 x, why we got to do all this, minus 1.395. Graph. All right, so hold on a second. Let me just do this. Let's change this to a darker line and graph. So there's the first line. And then the second line is a little bit above it, but it's following along the same what? Path. So we're first of all find the bump. Where's the bump? The bump is right here. So what's the only one it could be? D. Okay, this question I don't know if we're going to keep on the test. This is ridiculous. Compute the sum of the squares results found in part B. Compute the sum. No, we're taking this one out. That's by hand. Okay, we're going to keep going. I'm taking that one out. Remind me that one. I'm taking that one out. Yes, keep going. That's too many parts. F and G should not even be in a dadgum question. Why does Hubert, because he awards me extra points. What does gradebook do? Keeps up with my records. If you have assignment and I put a 0 in for the grade, what will the 0 do to your grade? Does Hubert replace your lowest grade with the final exam?
No, it will.
Thank you. Okay. A bag of 100 tulip bulbs purchased from a nursery contained 35 red tulip bulbs, 35 yellow tulip bulbs, and 30 purple tulip bulbs. I don't like tulips. I like daffodils. What is the probability that a randomly selected tulip bulb is red? Well, find the denominator. Denominator is 70, 100. So that'd be 0.35, right? Should be 0.35. The probability that one is purple, 0.3. Select the numbers. Select the correct choice below and fill in the answer boxes with your choices. If 100 tulips were sampled, one would expect that 35 blank of the tulip for the bulbs to be red and exactly.
Because you have to put it would be about.
Yeah. About 35 and about 30, right? Okay, that's a redundant question. They must have made new questions because I've never seen these questions before. And when I pull them over, it just pulls the homework questions. So evidently they've changed the homework questions a little bit. Oh, well, that's the only question right there that you can answer. That's the only answer that you can pick. Please don't pick Army. And when is the last day of the semester? The only possible answer. Okay, this is a question that you have to read and think. Okay? All right, so using the given table, which list 6 possible assignments of probabilities for tossing a coin twice to determine which of the assignments of probabilities are consistent with the definition and probability model? Now, all that means which one's possible. Okay? So, look at them. Heads, heads, 1/4. Heads, tails, 1/4. Tails, heads, and tails, tails. That's the, what's that called? The sample what? The sample space. Now, what's wrong with B? You can't have B. Well, these 3 right here say that the coin landed on his side. Now, I want somebody in here to tell me if they ever flipped a coin, if they ever landed on his side. No, it does not land on its side. So B is not possible. Okay, be careful here because you got to change these 2 into what? Common denominators. So 14. So that would be what? 2/14 and 2/14. So 2/14, 2/14 is 4/14. Then 9/14, then what? So that's a possibility. So C is a possibility. What's wrong with D? You can't have a negative probability. What's wrong with E? It doesn't equal 5/5, which is 1.
That one works.
And what about this one? So 4, we're going to 12 3 times. That's 3/12. 3/12 is 6. So it looks like what?
And C and A.
Oh, I didn't see A. I didn't even look at that. A, C, and what'd you say? F. So A, C, and F should be your answers. My final grade is what Gradebook gives me. All of them are done online. Oh yeah, Thursday we'll have an in-class test, so I can get it over with. I only have to give y'all 2. Okay, in your grade book, what do you click to find your grade after all your assignments are completed? Okay, this is a positive correlation. I guess that's what it's asking. Do the variables have a linear relationship? Yes, there is a linear relationship. So find out which one that is. I'm not going to read them all. Do the variables have a positive or negative? It has a positive. So tell me which one of these fit. What does it say? B. The data points have a linear relationship because they lie mainly in a straight line. Thank you. All right, next. When does the homework terminate? I should take that one off because I never do that anymore. 20, 60, 20. Find the probability of PE of C. Why can't they just say find the damn complement? Find the complement. What's the complement of 19 cents to $1? 81 cents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how can they make a simple question very difficult? Next. If you look at your overall grade one day and it has decreased from several days ago, what has happened? I will take B as an answer. Oh, have y'all noticed the news lately? You know the big Russian investigation on Donald Trump? What turn has it taken? They've been trying to find this evidence on Donald Trump, and where's the investigation turned? Y'all even watch the news? That's pathetic. That's really pathetic.
Sad. Everything that's happening.
It's called life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you like my ex-wife? If you don't watch it, it goes away, right? If you put the bills in the trash can, they go away. No, I'm just kidding.
She did that? What the heck?
Y'all didn't know that? If you put the bills in the trash can, they just go away.
So what happened with the Russians?
Yeah, what is the deal?
They are finding that the Democrats are in bed with the Russians.
Oh boy.
So the investigation that has tried to get Trump in trouble, they can't find any evidence, and all the evidence is leading them toward, and guess who? Guess who? Which Democrat? Hillary. She only sold 20% of our uranium to Russia. I just think, that's what's called poetic what? Poetic justice. But they won't do anything to her because she's a Democrat. So. Next question. Y'all need to watch the news. When is what?
People do call me Trump.
Okay. When is the week of finals? Let's see if y'all can get this right. What?
I was just looking through the last time we did the other test, and I definitely got
You got that one.
Did you click this and move the stuff? I'm like, what if you first said none of the other answers are possible? I was like, no, you're.
Okay, next question. Okay, now we talked about this in class. We did this in class. So if you get this one wrong, don't what? Don't tell anybody. Okay? Will the weight of a car and the fuel consumption have a correlation?
Yes.
And what is it?
Negative.
Negative.
Because the heavier a car, the more.
I drew a picture, and you look in your notes. I drew a picture. Somebody already got it wrong. All right, here's another 15 point. Is this just 3? Okay, this one I'll keep if it's just 3. If it goes to G, F, and K, I'm not doing it. All right, so let's do this one. So, stat, edit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6. 4.9, 5.6, 4.9, 2.4, 1.5, and 1.9. Now let's see what it looks like. Second, stat plot. Second, y equals, it says stat plot right on top. Oh,
Sorry.
he's West Side graduate.
Yeah.
Okay, and hit graph. Okay, I still got something, hold on. Y is equal, clear, clear. Okay, now hit graph. Don't ask any questions right now, I'm not on the clock. Zoom 9, what?
With my calculator, it has 5 different options. It's plot 1 off, and plot 2 is off, and plot 3 off. It's slash off, it's plus off.
Bring me the calculator, I have no idea what you're talking about. There's the daggum graph, it looks like a hook or something.
It would be A, right?
Okay, right here you hit plot, you click on the first one, and click on, and everything's picked. All you hit now is graph. There you go. You got a nice calculator, I'll take it. I like that. All right. That one does it in color. All right, so it looks like what does that look like, a hump? Looks like, okay, thank you. All right. So unless you can't put 2 and 2 together, it looks like A.
It does line.
there appears to be a what? I would say a nonlinear, because why am I saying nonlinear? Because it ain't a straight line. I'm sorry. There isn't a straight line. It's got a little hump to it. Now, they're going to ask you, so go ahead and I don't know. It seems like to me if they were asking for a nonlinear, let's just say linear negative. The reason I say that is because this doesn't say linear, nonlinear. It says linear. So now hit stat, calculate, linear regression, L1, comma, L2, enter. Let me take out the, there. I get negative 0.79, so that'd be negative 0.791 and 6.566. Is that what y'all got? And there's no F and Q, so choose the correct. All right, so if you've got a graph that looks like this, then the line would probably be between these two, like this. So where does the line go between those two? Right there, right here. And you can also graph it by saying y is equal to negative 0.791. Is everybody paying attention? X plus 6.566 and graph. So even if you don't know what you're doing, you can still do it on the calculator and see. Let's see. Now I like that question because it's short. It ain't 15 letters of the alphabet. What is the probability of an event that is impossible? Well, that would be 0, would it not?
Yes.
Suppose that a probability is approximated to be 0. Does that mean the event is impossible? I don't think anything's impossible. Okay, what's the probability of a quarter landing on its side? 0, right? Is it impossible?
No.
I don't think anything's impossible. It's impossible for an egg to stand on its end, but it does when? During an equinox, you can put an egg on the end and it stands on it like a broom. You can put a broom up and y'all ain't never tried that, have you? But you know what people's rights are, don't you? But that's science. You don't need to know that. Nothing. Look up equinox egg. Google equinox egg broomstick. Okay? That's a good thing. All right, next question. If you have several forms of a test in Hubert's class, if you take several forms, like this test right here, Unit 2, you take 3 forms of it. I take the highest grade, yes. Now, I predict I've got 2 wrong. One is the 15-part question. I just gave up on it. And then the other one was that question that I don't like.
I don't think you got that one right. It seems right. Oh, okay. You got a couple.
Well, I think it's because I put in a fraction.
So we supposed to.
How's it work?
So you're just supposed to know to win. To win, you got to buy a ticket. I'll take either answer. Just make sure you tell me if you get it wrong after the test is over, okay? That's either answer. That right there tells you that you're buying a ticket. So I don't agree with that statement. Which other one did I? Question 4. What did I put? 0. Okay, it does say use scientific notation. I'm sorry. Remember, I got that and I said, that's 6 zeros. Okay, so I'll take either answer on that one. 9. Is this the 15-part question? Yeah, I'm taking that one out. So I've got to find it, but okay, what's the next one? 18.
Yeah, they were all those A's.
You have got to be kidding me.
That was B right, no, we didn't put B.
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 They said that B.
It's equal to 1, but I thought
You can't have a zero.
you can have a 0. It's 0 to 1 for each probability. B is correct. I'm sorry. I've got that one wrong. As long as the total is equal to 1. So what's 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1? I think somebody said that one was okay. Somebody said that one was okay, but we didn't listen to you, so I'm sorry. That's 18 and 28.
What?
No, it wasn't. Look in your notes. Somebody look at your notes. Tell me if the line's going up or down.
Wait, no, it would go up because the numbers go up, and then so it would.
Our
It would
line's
go
going
like
down.
this.
The weight of the car
Go up.
is going this way. The weight of the car would go up. The gas mileage would what?
Go down. But we
Go
went
down.
Left to right.
Left to right, down. It's negative. Somebody look at the line. What did we get?
We did the miles that you get per gallon. That's how much fuel it consumes.
Same thing. That's the same thing.
Then why? I don't understand. Because the miles that you get per gallon.
I'll show it to you again. Y'all will look. I think I gave y'all a graph.
This is X and Y.
And this is 8 miles,
Yeah, that's
10.
a good point.
12, 14, and you got a car that weighs 1,000 pounds, which is one of them little go-karts. You got a 1,500-pound car. You got a 2,000-pound car. And you got a 3,000-pound car. I remember one of you said it's suburban. Okay? That gets about, well, let's go up to 20. Let's see, 16, 18, 20. One of you said a Toyota Camry. Toyota Camry is going to get about 20 miles to the gallon. Okay?
But that's nice.
Hold on. 2,000 to 3,000, 2,500 is about a Suburban. I think you said you got 14 miles to the gallon. And then my truck is about 3,500, 4,000, somewhere around there. It gets about 18. Well, not 18, about 12. I don't see how you can say that's a positive correlation. Weight of a car and its fuel consumption. Well, they could have done that, but they didn't tell you.
It's fuel consumption, so it's not miles per gallon. So then, if you go down,
amount
then it
of
would
fuel
go up
is more.
Like,
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. One more question. The heavier your car,
The more fuel.
the more fuel it's going to use. So whether it's miles per gallon or whether it's fuel consumption, it's the same thing. I don't agree with that unless they're doing this. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Okay. The Camry gets 20 miles to the gallon. It's still going to be negative because The Yukon gets 16 miles to the gallon, and my truck gets 12 miles to the gallon. So that's wrong. Either way you do it, you're going to get negative numbers on negative slopes.
Does it explain why it does stuff?
I have no idea why they're saying it's positive. Now, the question, if they can ask this question, let me ask you this question. Is there a correlation? Yes. Maybe that's what they're trying to ask. I don't know. But I know the slope is negative. We might throw that question off and give you another question. Put another question in there on negative and positive correlation. I think they're trying to ask you, is there a correlation? Yes, there is a correlation. What kind of correlation? It's negative. So I think there's 2 or 3 questions on here I got right. That the only one that I think I really got wrong is the one that has B in it, which is 0, 0, 0. All should equal 1. Okay, so 3 is what else? Was that the last one?
Yeah. The one you thought you got wrong, you got right.
So I made a what?
85.
I made an 85 even with the 3 that I got right? Okay, I made a 90 something. All right. Now, that means that y'all bring in homework questions when? Thursday. And I'll see y'all Thursday. Have a good day. Go home and watch Stranger Things.